Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. It's Lavender here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, comrades. Today I'm here with a new video. Well, it's not new. It's just I haven't done this series in a long time. Today I'm back with another of my series, the Animal Science Files series. Today I'm back with the Animal Science Files Allosaurus, facts and information about this dinosaur and facts and information about them. So yeah, I haven't done one of these like the Animal Science Files series in a while, mostly because they take a long time for me to create, put together, and to make into a whole YouTube video, including massive amounts of research and resources. So today I decided to make a new video of the series because I pretty much don't really have anything else to do. So yeah, I want to educate people on these carnivores and these creatures via science, and because science and paleontology is awesome and amazing, and it's something I love to do. So let's get started in this video. So yeah, the history of the Allosaurus. Allosaurus, the name Allosaurus means different lizard. That is the name origin of this dinosaur. This dinosaur was a large carnivorous dinosaur that lived from 150 million years ago to 144 million years ago during the late Jurassic period in time. Allosaurus weighed usually 2 tons. John Foster, a specialist, suggested that 2,200 pounds is a reasonable for large adults, but that basically a 1,500 pound is closer estimate for individuals represented by the average size thigh bones he has measured. And this species grew to be 10.5 meters, aka 35 feet, in length. Although fossils indicate that some individuals could have reached 12 meters, half the body length consisted of a well-developed tail, and Allosaurus, like all theropod dinosaurs, was a biped. It had a very strong hind limbs, made for walking and running, and a massive pelvis. The forelimbs were considerably smaller than the hind limbs, but not as small as those from a species known as T-Rex. The teeth became shorter, narrower, and more curved towards the back of the skull. All the teeth had saw-like ridges. Allosaurus had the bite force of about 3,572.56 newtons, which it did not have that strong of a bite force. The skull had a pair of horns above in front of the eyes. These horns, scientists said that they were properly used to either covered in a keratin sheath and may have had a variety of functions based on scientists' research, including acting as sunshades for the eyes, being used for display to attract mates, and or being used in combat against other members of the same species. The brain of Allosaurus, this dinosaur was described as being very smart, but probably not as smart as a T-Rex. It was more consistent. The brain of the Allosaurus was more consistent with crocodilian brains than those of other living carnivorous birds such as T-Rex. The structure of the inner ear was like that of a crocodilian species, and so Allosaurus probably could have heard lower frequencies best and would have had trouble with subtle sounds. Models suggest Allosaurus could run up to 21 miles per hour. Because this is a carnivorous dinosaur that eats mainly meat and proteins and not vegetables, there is evidence for Allosaurus attacks on Stegosaurus, including an Allosaurus tail vertebrae with a partially healed puncture wound that fits that of its prey's tail spike, and also a wound that had a neck plate with a U-shaped wound that correlates well with an Allosaurus snout. Although Allosaurus did not have saber-tooth teeth, a scientist suggested that the mode of attack, which would have used the neck and jaw abductions, the short teeth in effect became small serrations on a saw-like cutting edge running the length of the upper jaw, which would have been used and driven into prey. This type of jaw would permit slashing attacks against much larger prey with the goal of weakening the victim. They also found the animal probably processed carcasses by vertical movements in a similar manner to falcons, such as kestrels. The animals could have gripped prey with the skull and feet, then pulled back and up to remove flesh. Although Allosaurus may have hunted in packs, it has been argued by many scientists and researchers that Allosaurus and other theropods had largely aggressive interactions instead of cooperative interactions and getting along with each other. And getting along with the members of their own species. Scientists basically said that that they'd be a solitary bird. So there's like some differentiation whether they've been like in groups attacking or they've been like a solitary animal. There is also evidence for Allosauruses for cannibalism. Like there's actual evidence in that. Allosaurus, including Allosaurus, shed teeth found among rib fragments and other Allosauruses, possibly tooth marks on a shoulder blade. Based on the research and studies done, the abundance of stress fractures and injuries really strongly suggests that Allosaurus was a predator. They hunted their food down and chased it down rather than scavenging. You know, they were more of like a predator rather than just a scavenger. So Allosauruses and other theropods are thought to have laid between 10 and 20 eggs in a nest at one time. Allosauruses were described as being a good mother to its young. They are best known from fossils in the western United States. Most of the fossils are from Cleveland, Lloyd Quarry in Utah, and Garden Park Quarry in Colorado. The first fossil remains that could have definitely been ascribed to this genus were described in 1877 by paleontologist Nethel Charles Marsh.